Oops. Good morning. I was all ready early and then I realized I forgot my tea. So let me know if you guys are here. Let me know if you can hear me. Everything looks good. Yeah. Hi, Marcus. Hi, Sean. Hi, Jan. All right. So today is a rainy day in Texas. It's an interesting week, I must say, but I'm glad to be here. And today we are going to be streaming. I don't know if you were at the last stream, but we created this little half-scale hall tree and we were going to paint 70s mushrooms on it. And I've currently realized that I keep saying, oh, I'll do this off camera later, but then I never actually get to it. So if I'm going to do it, I should just do it in the stream. Hi, Crazy Craft Lady. Okay, let's see. Elbone Kitty and her cats. Good morning. Hi, Shannon. Welcome to your first stream. That's awesome. Hi, Elliot. Hi, Marcia. Or is it Marcia? I have a friend named Marcia, so you'll have to let me know. Hi, Rob. Hi, Imperial Neasel. Charlotte. Good morning or afternoon. Shadow of Juniper Hill. Good morning. Elizabeth from far, far west Texas. Good morning. Hi, Neva. Sitting here in Sweden. Hi, Heather. Welcome to your first stream also. Good morning, Jennifer. All right, so I've got plenty of paints, and as you can see somewhere over there, I have some examples of some mushrooms, and I'm not really sure how long it's going to take to paint this guy because basically the area I'm painting is the size of my thumb. That's what you get when you get to half scale. Hi, Vanessa. Okay, so it's Marcia. Okay. It's spelled exactly like my friend Marcia, so I'm glad I asked. Nerdy by nature. I love that name. Welcome to your first time. So we are going to paint this guy, and then whenever I get done with that, I have had this kit for, I don't know, 2 years. We're so zoomed in for this little half-scale guy, and I've just never put it together, and I was just thinking, this has been kind of a crazy week for me. It's going to be a kind of a crazy couple weeks. I was like, it would just be fun to relax and build a kit from somebody else. Hi, Gail. So that is what we will do if we finish up the mushroom paintings. It's a little bit too big for the captain's quarters because I think it ends up being 145 by 160 by 70 millimeters. So it is a little bit too big, but I'm thinking about making a ship for the captain eventually, so I thought maybe it would give me some good ideas of some things to add, some details to add. So I think it would be helpful in the process of me making my own ship for the captain, but it probably won't go into the captain's quarters. Hi, Miniature Fairy Tales. Oh, it must be late for you. I know it's very late in Australia right now. I don't make minis, but it's very entertaining to me. Thank you. I hear that a lot from people who are like, I just like watching, I don't make miniatures, but I just like watching and people enjoy the process. So I always love hearing that. I just think it's great that even if you're not into making them, you still enjoy the videos. So thank you. Aw, thank you. Is it Cholena? Thank you so much. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with this painting guy here. Just so you know, my children are right in the other room. It is spring break this week, and I didn't think about the live stream lining up with spring break. But they're in there. They've got snacks. They've got entertainment. So hopefully there won't be too many interruptions. But if they do need me, I'll just have to step out for a second. Hi, Jan. Do you plan on adding the captain? So I've had several people ask me if I plan on adding the captain himself. So here's the thing. I would love to add the captain. However, I don't think I want him to be a typical dollhouse doll like the Addams Family members, because I do think they lose a little bit of realism. And the captain's quarters were putting in so much detail and so much realism, and I don't know. I'm very conflicted. Like, I want him to look realistic, but I'm not quite sure if I have the skills to make that happen. So I've been thinking about it. So we'll see. I collect ship models and I love miniatures. The stream is perfect. Yay! I'm pretty sure we'll get to making the ship because I really want to. So good morning, Megan. You could show the ship outside the window to make it look like there's more than one ship in the group. That's a good idea. I'd have to think about that, like how to get it like back there, but then of course then it would look like the captain's ship was under attack. Okay, so I have all these little brushes here. We're gonna need some little brushes, of course. And these are the paint colors I have. So I have trying to match some of the colors. The paint bottles are barely gonna fit in the screen here. And I've got this green and I've got yellow. So I just grabbed the most 70s paint palette that I could think of. And I think I'm just gonna start painting. I think I want there to be maybe like a green at the bottom and then mushrooms kind of just coming up the side. Let me know what y'all think about that. That's kind of my initial game plan. So it's not a ton of room. Maybe some like maybe 1 or 2 mushrooms on the front. And I still haven't put in the little peg pieces up here. Good morning, Tamara. Yes, I know there's a lot going on in the world this week. And I saw someone post something. It was another art YouTuber that said, they're like, okay, there's going to be a lot of people stuck at home bored. It's our time to shine, talking about people who create YouTube videos. And I was thinking like, oh man, I wish I could make more than one video a week just for those of you that are going to be stuck at home. But I don't know. Unfortunately, my videos take a really long time to make because I gotta make the miniature and then edit it. But I feel there will be a little bit more viewing of YouTube this week because there will be some people that are home for safety reasons, you know. Anyway. Good morning, Candy Cookie Crump. I love seeing y'all's names. And Lunar Edits, good morning. And good morning to Haley. All right, so I'm just getting a palette of some of the different paints here. And all of my paints are all gunked up, so I need new paints is what I need. I need to just go ahead and bite the bullet and go buy some new paints for myself. I think we'll also need black. Thank you, Tamara. I found you from Jazza. I watched all your videos. I love all your projects and really enjoying the Captain's Quarters project. Thank you, Shannon. Yeah, I am so glad that I participated in Jazz's competition, because at first I was just thinking, I was like, no, like he would never pick me. I do 3D art, and although, you know, Jazza does all sorts of stuff. So I don't know why I was thinking that. I just figured he'd pick more 2D artists, but I was so glad that, and he actually featured a couple of 3D artists, the other one being Dark Raven Designs. That's her name. I'm going to get in trouble if I don't say her name correctly. Darkest Raven Design. Darkest Raven Design. She also did a 3D, and I just touched my phone with black paint all over my hands. So he actually picked a couple 3D scenes, which I thought was really, really cool. And I guess he used to do a lot of 2D art, but now he just does, I guess, whatever he's feeling in the moment. So I was really excited to see that, and to be chosen, obviously, was a huge honor. So, all right, so I think I'm just going to go for it. Good morning, Mindy and Dark Abyss. Welcome, welcome. Snowy Washington. That's very opposite from what we've got going on here in Texas. All right. So I think I'm just going to go in and start. So I think I'm going to start down here, just laying down kind of like this one right here has like a blobby grass area, or maybe like a moss. Because I guess, well, yeah, mushrooms grow in grass. So, because we have mushrooms that pop up in our front yard all the time. All right, so I think I'm just going to start by painting this area this green color. We're just going to go for it, not think about it too much this morning. So I'm just going to paint all this area green. Hi all, I found you through Jazza too. Yay! Thank you, Diane. So the snow went to Washington. Yeah, we ended up getting pretty warm and muggy this week here in Texas. So we're kind of all adjusting, because for so long it was, if I go off screen, tell me. It was cold, and then it would be like hot for a day, and then it would go back to cold, and it was just this random like back and forth. And so we never really put the coats away, but now it's like, are you sure? Are you ready to be hot now? Or what? It's just this constant like back and forth waiting to figure out what the weather is deciding to do. Okay, so here we go. I don't know, I'm trying to just make these as spiky as possible. Do I want them to be spiky? We'll just play around with it. This will be our practice side. Sometimes not thinking about it is the best way to go. Very true. Hi, Roger. I really love arts and crafts, and if I had a lot of space, I would make miniatures, but I don't, so I'll stick to drawing. Yeah, for the word being miniatures, they do take up a ton of space, especially if you decide to do a dollhouse. Dollhouses are huge. All the supplies you need take up so much space. And so, yeah, miniatures take up a ton of space for sure. All right, so I'm going to let this dry. It's not completely opaque. Yes. That's the opposite of transparent. It's not completely opaque, but I can go back over it. I already am covered in paint. Already. This happens to me all the time. I just touch bottles of paint, and then I get covered in paint. Yes, everybody stay healthy. Wash your hands. It was 83 yesterday in Oklahoma. Today it will be 53. Oh my goodness. Yep, that's Oklahoma pretty much is similar to Texas for sure. Hi, Martha. Hi, Artie Lad from the UK. All right, so let's get a mushroom going. I like the white stalks, so I've got some white paint here. Let's see. Maybe like one big one and two small ones, kind of like my corner picture here. We'll just see what happens. And we may only paint one side of this. If we get tired of this, we can move on to the ship. We'll see. So, yeah, we'll start with that. Hi, Teresa. Sorry, there's like cords in my way. So I'm like trying to read through the cords. I'm running out of room for all my stuff. Same. It's raining in LA. My daughter told me she thought my dollhouse project was huge and would never be quite finished. Yep, that's my Adams guy right there. And even when I say to people, oh, I think I'm almost, I'm getting close to being finished, they're like, they look at me because they know I will never be finished. It's just going to keep going on and on forever. Okay, we'll put another little one down here. I'm just kind of putting like the base coat of color right now. And then we can kind of figure out. I can kind of go over it if I need to. And I don't know if this is the same yellow I painted it in. So if I need to like correct a mistake or something, we may be out of luck. We have, let's see. I have to get to work. Retail is crazy right now. Thanks for the stream. Have a good weekend. Yeah, good luck. Best of luck to you. Hang in there. We'll get through it. We have a cyclone forming off the coast, so lots of rain lately. Sun is shining here in good old Michigan. Maybe you could put a gramophone in the captain's quarters. That would be cool. I've never made a gramophone before. I have one for the Addams family, but I didn't make it. Good morning from Southeast Louisiana. Hi, Marilyn. Thank you. Thank you, Teresa. Instead of a gramophone, a boombox. Well, he is a time traveler, so you never know. All right, so I'm going to paint, let's see, the undersides of these mushrooms in this corner are like an orangey color. So this is where it gets a little bit more detailed. I'll try not to put my head in the way here. So I think I'm just going to do a swoop across like this. And then this is a bigger guy. Like that. And then a little guy over here. All right. I see you guys using some euphemisms for what's going on right now. I appreciate that. I've seen several YouTubers get demonetized and videos shut down because I guess YouTube's trying to like keep people from talking about it. And I don't really plan to talk about it. I don't have any extra information that I can add. Not a scientist. So I feel like I'll just keep my opinions to myself, although I do prefer to look at more of the science view of things, and make sure whatever I'm focusing on and reading is correct and not from, I'm trying to be careful about what I say, and not from an unstudied source. Yeah. That's what I'll say. But yeah, there have been several, I understand they're trying to keep people from creating more fear than there needs to be. So I understand that. But yeah, so I won't be saying the word. Let's see. Good morning, Zachary and Janice. You could put a Stone Age thing or a Greek Roman coin. Actually, I do have like a stone plaque I plan to put in there. So we're thinking along the same lines if you're talking about the captain's quarters. Shout out from South Africa. I used to live in South Africa when I was younger. Hi, Rosie Monster. Love watching someone not talking about it. Unsubstantiated, that's the word. Okay, so now we are going to put the tops. So these are the undersides. Let's put the tops on. And I think I'm just going to go with the colors they have here in the example. Why not go from some of the original artwork from the 70s? So here we go. So it's going to be tough not getting my head in the shot here. Try my best. All right. My hand's not super steady this morning either. I had coffee. So I'm just going to try to the best of my ability. Thankfully, they also had kind of like a gloopy style. Is that a word? Like this, where I put my finger. Like this example here, it's all kind of like gloopy and movie. That's not actual words. But and so I think if like it's not super crisp, it'll be okay. It'll look hand painted. Like somebody got this whole tree and was like, hey, let's hand paint some mushrooms on it, which is exactly what I'm doing here. So that makes sense why it looks hand painted, because that's exactly what I'm doing. Gotta go trying to fix my PC. It stopped working. Oh, I'm sorry. I hate that. A coin collection would be even better if it was in the display case box. Warm and sunny in Kent, UK. That's cool. That's a good idea. Like coins from around the world. That would be so tiny though. I have a hard time working on things that are so tiny, although here I am with this. But like those are even tinier. Are you going to be putting hanging lanterns in the captain's quarters? I've been making miniatures for years. Thank you, May. Yes. I am going to be for sure putting in hanging lanterns. I had to think about that for a second. I do have some that were sent to me, and I'll probably be using a few of those, but then also making some other ones. So I loved your abandoned coffee shop. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Gail. I don't feel like my hands are very steady right now. But that does have something to do with a little bit of coffee this morning. All right, so mushroom 1. We currently have 8 confirmed cases in my small town. It's growing quickly to more. Walmart was crazy yesterday. No medication. Lysol, bleach, or TP. Food was scarce. My goodness. Y'all just be safe out there. Just be safe. I think everyone's just trying their best to make good decisions. All right, so let's go. Let's see if this yellow is different from the yellow I painted this with. Otherwise, the yellow might not work. Nope, it looks like it's going to be the same. So I do have a peach here, and I think peach will work. There's also a bug in here. This is the room with the doggy door. So now that it's warmer in Texas, the bugs are back. They've woken up from their winter slumber. With real light, I think I will add lights to the lanterns as best as I can. That will be my goal. Just stuck my hand in paint again. Ara, could you at some point in the future do a video comparison of different kinds of paints and how to use them? How to clean brushes, different brush types. Yeah, I do want to do more informational type videos. So I do plan to do those in the future. So that's a good one to add to my list. Paint and brush care. Maybe a sextant, which is need for a captain, or also an exotic smoking thing. since I believe he smoked right. Yeah, I had someone send me this really cool globe, and it had like an alcohol and smoking caddy within it, which I think would be really cool. So we'll see. But it would kind of be difficult to to build, so I'll have to see. All right, so that's peach. It may not be different enough from the orange underside, but I could add some black. Hi Jackson. Thanks for coming over and checking out the videos. I love watching you paint 1/24. That's amazing. The painting is smaller than your fingernail. Yeah, luckily it's something a little bit more simple than painting a dog. Like I would have a hard time painting when I did my portrait of my dog, I would have a hard time doing that in 1/24. The mushrooms the shapes are a little bit more simple. So that makes it a little bit easier. Not super easy, but a little bit easier. So excited for one. It's so cute. It's reminded me of some of the miniatures my grandma made. She used to make adorable, tiny, rustic furniture, and she loved to paint things like this. I have, my sister has it. My sister has it's like this big slab of wood that I guess my mother used in college to like do her homework on, so she could sit on her bed and do homework on it. And I think she painted it, or my grandmother painted it. But this is really reminding me of that style where everything was big, bold shapes and colors. And I know it was done in the 70s. And yeah, I just love that style. And she also had like overalls to match, and so where I went to college, I'll tell this story real quick. Where I went to college, it's traditional to have like overalls. Of course, this is the South, right? So it's traditional to have overalls when you go to some of the football games. And so she brought out, and typically you would paint on the overalls with like fabric paint. Anyway, so she brought out her overalls and offered them to me, which were really cool, painted in this like 70s style, but it had my dad's name with like a heart painted on the butt. I was like, no. Sorry, Mom. Thanks, but no. So, anyway, random side story there. Thank you, Rosie. What's your weather right now? We had a big snowstorm yesterday. It is gross and muggy and warm and rainy right now. So Texas is being typical Texas right now. Who knows? It could be freezing tomorrow with the way it goes down here. But right now it's warm and rainy. Add white dots? Yes, I think I will add white dots. I think first I want to do some of the black. I might want to go over the white again just to make them a little bit more opaque. Just to give them a little bit more of a moment here. Thanks for liking my miniature room on Instagram the other day. I love when you guys show me stuff that you make, so please always do tag me. And whenever I'm on Instagram, I'll go check out what you guys are making. Morning, Julia. I think a hookah would be fun and interesting addition to the captain's quarters, perhaps in the room with the ship collection. That would be cool. Actually, the Addams Family project has a hookah, which was made by a friend of mine, which I love. And but I don't put it out too often because it is a little bit fragile, and so I just only put it out every now and then. It will be obviously in the final project, Maybe I'll glue it down so that it's just very sturdy and nothing will happen to it. But yeah, hookah could work for the captain. Although I kind of see him more as like a pipe guy. Like, would y'all see like a sea captain as more of like a pipe? I don't know. Let's see. Try yellow ochre. It's the darker yellow. I think I have a darker yellow, but I think I'm okay with these colors right now. Let me go grab it real quick just in case. Okay. This isn't yellow ochre, but it's a darker yellow. So I'll show you the comparison. So this is what I think the hall tree is in, and then this is a little bit darker. What is the shelf for? So this is little hall tree, and it's for my Fairfield, which is actually behind me right there. And I got completely burnt out on making the structure itself. So now we're working on the interior pieces. And the idea behind the Fairfield is that it was a Victorian home that was redecorated in the 70s. So there's going to be bits of Victorian stuff. There's going to be bits of 70s stuff. So yeah, lots of color. So that's why we're painting some 70s mushrooms on the hall tree. Let's see. Hi, Karen. Let's see. Whenever I see mushrooms, I can't help thinking of frogs. I always think of butterflies too. Where is the captain from? That's a good question. I think a lot of that, like, so if you watched my abandoned coffee shop the whole way through, you will probably have seen that I did a story at the end, and I plan to do that same thing for the captain. So I think questions like that will be answered with the story, which is my way of saying I don't know yet. So as I go along, their story kind of builds and becomes more solid in my head. But as of right now, I don't feel like I know a ton about the captain, except that he loves ships and he's a time traveler. So I'll kind of develop that, I think, as we go along. I'm just going to add another layer of green and allow some of these stalks to kind of get hidden in the grass here. Like so. And then looks like there's like a darker green, like in this one, there's like some darker green. So I do have a darker green paint. If I miss a question, just type it. Pipes are cool, would be fun to make, especially the Celtic clay pipe designs like used in the Lord of the Rings. For me, the magnification of the work in the hand is the thing. Do you wear special extra strength eyeglasses or use a magna lamp? Sometimes the jeweler's headset. I don't use anything like that. I do have a magnifying tool that I have used in the past, but I find myself like trying to look around it. So for right now, I don't. I do have like corrective lenses. And so I mean, like if I didn't have my glasses on, I would be having a much harder time. So I guess that helps. Hi. Hi, Chris. I think he would be a pipe guy, but perhaps there's a hookah on the shelf calling back to his youth. Pair it with some scrolls and love letters. It's a good idea. Why the mushrooms? Mushrooms because of the 70s. 70s aesthetic. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this like darker green in the grass. I don't know if I like that. Maybe I'll make it kind of ombre? Is that the right? Kind of transition into the lighter. So maybe it's darker at the bottom. I don't know. I'm probably going to end up putting too much detail. So sad I can't watch this stream right now. Well, it'll be back up. Well, as soon as it's over, you should be able to come back and rewatch. So, yay, Debbie! Thanks for making it to the stream. Okay, so I just kind of made it kind of transition from the darker green up to the lighter green. We'll see. Are you still painting butterflies and flowers on it? Maybe. I think we're gonna focus on, let's see what time it is. We're gonna focus on the mushrooms for right now. And then we'll see how long that takes us. Maybe something that explains the time traveling, maybe like machinery on the wall or a clock with different eras. Yeah, that's a good idea. Like, I do definitely want to show some kind of, evidence of time. Well, I mean, so the different. Okay, let me organize my thoughts. I do definitely want to show evidence of time travel. Gail says, model of a spaceship. Yes, I do want to do that. So I'll have to kind of figure out exactly what I want to do. But, okay, so I'm just going to take black and kind of do kind of like this example right here, where it's kind of coming up from the bottom. My family calls it Adam's Family October because of you. That's awesome. Yeah, I think I'm going to continue. I don't feel like I have that many big projects left for the Addams Family. I mean, there's still a lot of work to do, but I don't feel like there's any, like, because I usually try and do like the bigger projects, So I'm just going to make the black kind of go up from the bottom, like so. Good morning, Pam. Are you painting on the whole thing or just the side you're currently working on? I think I'm just going to work on this side and then we'll switch over to the ship model just because I'm like really anxious to break into it and see what it's like. I haven't even, like, I pulled it out just to kind of get an idea of if it's even something I could maybe do on stream. That was too much. But I haven't started it or anything, so. Let's see. I wonder if he is limited to time travel. If he loves books, he can visit other literary worlds. I do love that idea of him being able to visit like stories and things, just because I love reading. But I don't know. I'll have to sit down and just like figure out his story. And then that will kind of solve some of those questions of what he can do. All right, so let's see. I'll look at my example. It's funny that my small brushes here are still not small enough. A TARDIS in the corner for the captain's quarter. That would be awesome. All right, so I'm just going to do little tiny strokes, giving a hint of detail here. So I'm going to get quiet for a second because I got to concentrate on this. I think I'm going to have to do a small line at the edges. Let's see. How about a secret drawer or opening in a desk with time travel futuristic type controls? Maybe a map where he's thinking of where we're going next. Yeah, we could have like a map wall or something. That's why I really liked having like the stars in the stained glass windows. Like he's always thinking about like where he's going to travel next. Or dinosaur skull. Let's see, Renaissance paintings or maybe a British royal crown. You could put a cannon or an archer or maybe a hidden smartphone. You could even add your dog portrait. That's awesome. I think because we made him a time traveler, there's literally like so much that he could do, and I really like that, but I'm going to have to like in future projects not be like, okay, this person is so and so and a time traveler, because I want to make whatever I feel like. I can get leather made of fish skin here. Would you be interested? I had no idea that was a thing. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. Going on what Marilyn said about steampunk, it would be cool if the ship that his quarters are in a steampunk airship. Interesting. Hi, Angie. Yay, I'm glad you made it. All right, I'm going to try and make a line here. I only made it halfway across. My hands are seriously shaking so bad. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera. No more caffeine for me today. Hi, Noel. I'm glad you like it. Sorry I'm late. I'm late for a very important date. I'm fixing to start a model. Do you have suggestions to start? What kind of model? So are you working from a kit or are you scratch building? Whoops. That was the wrong thing to do on the mushroom here. When it's so tiny, one tiny move and messes up. Will you make any animals? Sorry, I lost it. Will you make any animals such as mice or a parrot? Actually, someone sent me mice, so I'll definitely be adding them in. And someone also sent me a parrot, so we will have animals. And at the miniature show in, I think it's in June or July, I will be on the lookout for a cat for the captain. So there's lots of people who make animals that show. Yes, sir. What do you need? I love you too. Go play, okay? No, go play. I'll show you later, okay? Not right now. Children are home. I totally forget what I was saying. Oh, I'm going to be looking for a cat for the captain because he definitely needs a cat to help chase off those mice. And there's lots of people that make animals that go to that miniature show, and I always love looking at them, but I never really had a reason to get some. So I'll be looking for a cat for the captain. Let's see. Sorry, I missed some. Thank you, Marilyn. That would be awesome. It would be really cool if you added a hint of him visiting the abandoned coffee shop. Oh, that would be cool. Maybe he could have one of the mugs. These, Noel said he couldn't find brushes this small. These are Arteza, or is it Noel? You'll have to let me know. Brushes this small came from Arteza. And Arteza isn't like the highest quality stuff, but it works really well. And so it helps with like price range. So this whole set of these little mini brushes, I think was like $15 maybe. Let's see, movie poster. You can still get away with that mushroom. It looks like a shadow. That's a good idea. Then just leave it. Like this one had a little chunk taken out of it. June 24th. thank you. Sean's probably going to that miniature show. It's in Dallas. So if anyone's around Dallas, there's a miniature show June 24th. As long as things aren't still being canceled by then. Should go on. Is the captain religious or is it a science guy? Maybe he could have some science and medicine posters or a solar system model. I don't know. That's still something that I'll have to figure out as I try and figure out, what he's going off of. Not that religious people are not science guys. Is it the whole ship crew or just the captain can time travel? I don't know. All good things to contemplate. No ship is complete without rodents. Okay. Well, I do like to pronounce names as correct as possible. So if you do want to share, then I will try to remember the best to my ability to pronounce it correctly. Okay, so now we're going to do some white dots on the top. Let's see if I can do that. I'm using this brush because it has like shorter bristles. I always think that brushes with shorter bristles are a little bit easier to control. So little white dots on that guy. The model is a kit. So let's see. Advice for starting with a kit would be, okay, so my first bit of advice would be to look up pictures of people who have already completed it. This really helped me with the Fairfield, this guy back here. I looked up pictures of people who had already completed it because it helped me get an idea for what I wanted specifically in my kit. So there's like ways that you could change it and move it around. And if I hadn't done that first and seen some inspirational photos, I don't think I would have customized it as much as I had. So that's my first bit of advice, is to look up someone who's already completed it. And if possible, depending on the kit, look at, multiple different people who've completed it. And then after that, I would read the instructions. Okay, I can't touch the whole tree because it's shaking even more. Just read through all the instructions and just kind of get an idea of how everything's going to go together. And then kind of gather your materials. So if it's something you need to wallpaper, go grab your wallpaper so that you can put that on first. And then, because it's a little easier to wallpaper as you go along. So I hope that helps a little bit. Let me know if you need any other advice. The real thing is no ship is complete without some rum. We do have some rum, yes. Or fishing rod. I don't have a fishing rod. Or a mop, brush, and bucket. Hi, Anastasia. I'm doing good. Is it wood? Do you mean this? This isn't wood. This is paper. Swiffer? Does he need a Swiffer on deck? Love the sea captain theme most of all. Ships, mouse, or cats developed an extra toe on each paw to hold on in a gale of slip. Is that real? Is that true? That's so cool. Hi, Edwina. Maybe he can play an instrument. Give him an organ or a gurdy-hurdy or accordion. An accordion would be really cool. That would be crazy. Okay, I got just a couple more dots. I got to focus on getting in. For some reason, these are being the hardest to get on. Okay. What do y'all think? Do I need to add? Take away? I think I need to put some highlights on the grass. This is me being a little bit too detailed here, but I just feel the urge to put some highlights in the grass too. I think an accordion would be cool. It'd be cool to try and figure out how to make an accordion. I really like making things where I'm like, I have to sit there and try and figure out how would this work. Because I think I like miniatures because it's kind of like a puzzle. It's just like a puzzle with like a million different ways to solve it. And so anyway, that's why I like miniatures. And so whenever I think of something like how would I make an accordion? What kind of material would I make the accordion, like the smushy paper part, whatever that's called. How would I make that? How would I make the keys? All those kind of things. Hi, Danielle. Huh. That's so cool, Gail. I had not heard of that. I'll have to ask at the miniature show, do you have any cats with 6 toes? I am wallpapering an existing dollhouse at the moment. It's so hard to do. Yes, yeah. If you can do it beforehand, it's so helpful because it is hard to get in there. Yay, I'm so glad you like it. Hi, Claire. Hi, Kai. Thank you. I find the second green on the grass may be too saturated. I think it would be better to have more of an earthy tone. So the dark green, yeah, because the lighter green is more of like an avocado. Looks awesome. It should be distressed like it's worn down from being old and not taken care of its worn down 70s style. Hi, Michelle. I am painting 70s mushrooms on my hall tree that we made last live stream. Bellows, that's the right word. You could do that origami. I am so bad at origami. I have tried, guys. So if any of you guys are origami experts and would know how to make a bellows with origami, I would love to see that. Maybe there's a YouTube video out there. Okay, I'm going to go over this darker green. I'm going to leave bits of it showing through. Just kind of tone it down a little bit. There we go. I think you're right. I think the more toned down avocado-y green is more accurate. Okay. So I left a little bit of that other green showing through just for a little bit of interest. Let's see, you could make him a hat, a captain hat, and of course a gun. Paper might be the best thing for accordion, maybe like a cube of concertina folded paper. I have never heard of that. I'd have to look that up. Maybe mat board for the handle, holding bits and puffy paint for the keys. Huh. My parents had a ship, almost said a bad word. My parents had a ship cat with an extra toe. It looks like a thumb. Huh. Is he like injured with a hook or an eye patch or a wooden leg? I don't think he's going to be injured. I think he will have probably all his body parts. I have some metal charms of cats, rats, spiders, and a cat who's holding a rat. I can send you some. I'll let you know if I think I could use those. I'll let you know. Thank you. The captain should have one thing for every decade. Oh my goodness, that would be like that sounds like a scavenger hunt, which is really tempting. Go find one thing for each decade. Yes, I think he'll have a wash basin or golden teeth. Okay. So what do y'all think? Should we continue on? Or should we go ahead, should we let that dry and try out this pirate ship kit? Let me know. So say mushrooms or ship. Let me know which one you want to continue with. We'll do a little vote. Mushrooms or ship. And I'll read comments while y'all vote. Heather Tracy has a tutorial for making fireplace tools. Oh, yes. Yes, I so want to make that. That's true. It does have a working bellows on there. Polydactyl cats. Huh. The musical instruments, I think the sea air would ruin most musical instruments, especially on an accordion. How about a harmonica? The salt air would be tough on that too. You know, I don't mind making things that are a little bit aged. Okay, looks like people are going for the ship almost unanimously. All right, so we will put the mushrooms aside, and maybe if we want to work on it another time, we can. When do you live stream? Do you have a schedule for something? I live in Asia. So I live stream the second Friday of each month. So today is the second Friday of March, and so I live stream at this time. And this is kind of in place of my typical video. And the reason I do that is that it helps me have time to work on some of my kits. All right, so let me take away our little mushrooms here. I'll put our hall tree over here, and I'll probably zoom out a little bit. You'll get to see my messy desk. Oh, not too bad. It's still hidden mostly from you guys. There's just stuff everywhere. Okay. Let's see. Someone said something about shag carpet. We definitely do have shag carpet in the Fairfield for sure. Perhaps the captain would be in possession of a pirate flag. Oh, that's an interesting idea. Pirate flag. Looks like this guy's got a pirate flag. All right, so this kit is called Paper Nano and the Black Pirate Ship. And it looks like it even has like Black Pirate. So I don't know if it's supposed to be like based off the Black Pearl from Pirates of the Caribbean. But it's black and it has some gold details. And it looks like I paid $20. I'm probably didn't pay $20. I'm guessing maybe there was a sale or something. Doesn't sound like me to pay $20. Let's see. So let's pull it out. Looks like a pile of paper. Some directions. Okay. Let's see. Maybe have a gas mask because of Chernobyl. He was near something. Yeah, he could have all sorts of stuff. Mushrooms are a blast from the past. Funny how popular mushrooms are now. They look a bit different. So I got this kit from Hobbytown. So I guess any place that does like hobbies. I know not everybody has a Hobbytown near them. And actually the Hobbytown near us closed. But there's one that's a little bit further away. So I've almost started regretting this garden I'm making. I've been working on it for months. Yeah, sometimes those projects just keep on going. And gardens are particularly difficult because all of the leaves and the flowers, like everything is so tiny and delicate. Have him have a Funko Pop. Most artists have messy desks. Tiny Lego Star Wars. That'd be funny. Okay. All right. So this looks like the catalog. Let's see what else they have. They have some castles. I'm not sure I can say this correctly. Himeji Castle, Kyoto. You can get a Japanese samurai. The Taj Mahal, Empire State Building, Space Center, Eiffel Tower, all sorts of things. Sagrada Familia, Tower Bridge, Hong Kong, Big Ben. Oh, it looks like they also do like little room boxes. That's kind of cool. So this one's a kitchen Oh, and they're really, really tiny. And a music room and a shopping boutique. So these are interesting. So if you like paper crafting, might be something to look into. Okay. You can also get nano dedicated straight tweezers and adhesive. So I'm glad I've got my tweezers sitting around here somewhere. All right, here are the directions. All right. A little intimidating, but here we go. Please carefully read the instructions before you start the assembling. For make crease difficult point, it's easier to making crease by tweezers. Okay, so I'm thinking this is translated, but we get the gist. In case of narrow gap, please spread by cutter, be carefully. I'm not quite sure what that one means. In the case of narrow gap, please spread by cutter, be careful. All right, we're gonna go for it and see what happens. Where do we start? Oh, okay, we start here. Light blue is the position of the adhesive. It is not the adhesive original color. Okay, so wherever the light blue is, I don't know if y'all can see that. So there's light blue dots here. That's telling us to apply the adhesive. Okay, so it's like the Fairfield all over again, where the instructions are going to be interesting. Now, the nice thing that I'm seeing here is everything looks nicely labeled. So let me pick up just one piece. So obviously this is the ship's deck here, and it's on sheet X, and then they've got numbers next to the pieces. So it tells me which piece to pull out. So we're going to go in this together and see how this goes. Oh, if I put it over the white, you guys can see it a little bit better. So that's what the pieces look like. And I'm guessing what they mean by be careful cutting the gap is that I need to free them from the sheets with a hobby knife. Yeah, so I think that's what you guys are thinking too. Different types of currency, that would be cool. Hi, Rhonda. Let's see, maybe we could have met Columbus. LOL, I wouldn't do that kit in a million years. I'd make enough tedious things. Okay. I think it means if the space is too narrow to slot pieces together, shave some of the part down with a craft knife. Or that's true. It's paper. Yeah. So this is paper. It does look like there's a gold sheet, but I think this is also paper. I don't think this is metal, but look at this. There's some really pretty designs on here. So we'll see how far we get. Oh my goodness. Who was asking me if I used magnification earlier? I'm gonna need that. All right, got the hobby knife. Time to get the popcorn out. Yes, probably. Okay. All right, so it looks like it wants us to make the base first. Okay, that's a good practice. Making the base first. Good place to start. All right, so we've got, this looks like the base, Z1. Z1. So we need Z1, Z2, and Z3. Okay, so I thought this was organized by letters on pages, but it's not because X and Z are on the same sheet. So not quite as organized as I thought. That's okay. We'll do our best. All right, so we need these, and then we need pieces from here to make the base. Are the instructions in English or do they have a translation? So the instructions are kind of like IKEA instructions, where it's just pictures and arrows, which I think is helpful because the beginning instructions were not translated super well. And so I think it's great that they have pictures and they don't have to worry about relying on a translation so that everybody could try the kit at least. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start cutting this guy out. Let me get a lighter color. Hold on, I'm going to get a lighter color palette so that I can see through it. Okay. Sorry if I shake the camera here. I think if it's pink, can y'all see through it better? Not really. Okay. So, it's even hard to see where it's connected at. Half the stream is going to be me trying to cut these guys out. Okay, so I have a laser cutter, and I'm sitting here thinking, how did they get all these fine details? So crazy. All right, so we got half of it free here. So we'll keep going. Oh, wait. Are they just popping out? Nope. I'm going to rip it. For a second, I thought it was just going to pop out. Let's see. Tall glass of wine might help with this. I would, except it's 11 in the morning. Since the cat talk, my cat is bugging me. Cat thought we were talking about it. You could someday make a house based on one in the video game called What's Left of Edith Finch. The house is really intricate and it's many places to add detail. That's interesting. I love video games. I'll have to look that up. Is it like a horror video game? Okay, one left here. All right, so we've got that piece out. And I think that's all. We need that, and then we need these little gold details. How are you so patient with working with small objects and painting small objects with small objects? I'm not always patient. It helps when you guys are here and I have to keep my cool and I can't just get up and walk away frustrated. So do know that that helps. All right, so we got a gold piece. It's 1 p.m. somewhere. Can't wait to see the ship take shape. LOL, ship shape. All right, I think it's good to practice with the base first so I can get some of my folding techniques down. Like I said, I'm not great at origami, so I don't know why I thought I would be good at this kit, but we'll see. Okay, so on the instructions, looks like it's this way. Fold this in. At first I thought it would be good that the paper was black because my camera doesn't typically like bright white. And I was thinking, oh, everyone will be able to see. But now it's like the black is like, can y'all even see it? Because it's dark. Fold all the bits. Kind of has like dotted lines where I need to fold. Okay, and then I guess that folds there. Fold this up. Okay. All right, so far so good, I think. Nope. Oh, okay. I just folded it too much. And then it goes flat like that. And I need to add glue. All right. This is going to take some detail gluing. It's a tragic, sad video game, and it's all about a curse that the Finch family has. It leads you through how all the members of the family passed away. Some of them are really young. But the video game takes place in the house? Moving. Oh, it was really moving. Gotcha. Hi, the glasses. Yep, I'm still here, Susan. Hi, Mercy. We're working on a very detailed pirate ship for some reason. I thought that would be a good idea. But I think it will be fun. Right now we're making the base, which is a good practice. And so far, I think it's going okay. But we haven't glued anything together yet. So I'm going to use my little cap of glue and put glue on this edge. And hopefully I won't make a huge glue mess. Again, if you guys have questions or something you want me to see, and I don't see it while I'm looking down and working on this, just retype it. And I'll try and look up as much as I can. All right. So, got the first edge glued. My grandmother thinks you're nice. Oh, thank you. I like games that let you think and don't need the reflexes of a mongoose. For sure. Me too. My husband and I have been playing this video game, and we like playing video games. It's something that we both like, so we like to play together. It's kind of something we can do together. And it's kind of this RPG, like role-playing game. And there is like fighting in the game, but everybody gets a turn to like make a choice. And he hates that because he thinks it takes forever. But I'm like, I like it because I get to sit and think for a while about what I want to do. And I just don't like the ones where you just like have to run in and just start slashing, you know. All right. So I guess these fold up like this for the ship to rest on. So I'm going to glue those down. Yep. Bob Ross. Oh, I see. Okay, so Edith goes back into the house. That makes sense. I mean, obviously, I love houses. I thought I actually wanted to go into being a realtor, just because as much as I loved houses and seeing the inside of houses. Obviously, I didn't go into that line of work, but I love seeing movies and games that revolve around really cool houses. Okay, so I'm just going to hold this piece. Maybe I can hold it while I put glue on the other piece. I get really impatient when it comes to gluing things. I'm wondering if the glue that they give you to work on the ship, like the glue that they sell to go with their stuff, if it's like an instant grab glue. I'm just using tacky glue. I love turn-based RPGs. Which one are you and your husband playing? The name of it, I think, is Divinity. I think it's Divinity. That sounds right. Wait. Let's see if I could see it on my computer screen, but we play it on Steam. Do you have a Zig pen? I do. I do have a Zig pen. Do you think that would work better? That would actually be blue like the instructions. Hi, Carolyn's. Carolyn's Art Adventure. Thank you so much. Have you been to Varner Hog Mansion? I have not. Where is that at? The house is like really impossible in the sense that it has some rooms on the roof going to a side held by trees. One of those rooms is a boat. Ooh, that sounds cool. I have seen the metal earth kits. They are so cool. I do not have one though. I'm always afraid I'm going to cut myself on them. Okay, so now we just put the little name tags on here, and then we have our base. All right. It says put glue. Yeah. Oh, well, I put it where the letters are going to go. Go me. I think this is just gold paper. So I'm just going to put it where they told me instead of slathering it all over the place. Has anyone tried the metal earth kits? This is a zig pin. I'll show it to you in a second. This is a zig pin. So it has glue, the zig two-way glue that Heather uses all the time in it. And it has this little roller ball thing on the end of it. And so you squeeze, and then it's kind of like a pin, and it makes like really small lines of glue. I'm still learning about the two-way glue. It stays really sticky. So I'm still trying to learn if I like that fact or not. So everyone has, you know, their favorite glues that they work with. So you just kind of have to, once you hear about a new glue, get it, play with it, see if you like it, see what materials it works with really well. And there may be a glue that you really love. Like I really love wood glue. It's my favorite glue. But, you know, some people don't like wood glue. So just depends on your tastes. Okay. I've done one of the metal earth kits. It was fun, but it hurt my hand. See, that's what I think. I think it looks like it's going to hurt my hand. Varner Hogg Mansion is in Brazoria County, Texas. Where is Brazoria County? I've never heard of that. Have you ever seen Colleen Moore's Fairy Tale Castle? Yes, I have. I used to actually live up near Chicago, and we went to the Museum of Science and Industry all the time for field trips. And everyone would want to go see whatever the new exhibit. There we go. The new exhibit. I always went to go see the Fairy Tale Castle. So cool. And this was before I even really made miniatures or even had a dollhouse. I loved the Fairy Tale dollhouse. You tried the Metal Earth Kids Hagrid's Hut. Worst kit ever. Hated it with a passion. Oh no. Accidentally broke more than a few pieces. Ew. And then the next comment, I hated it. I loved it. But they don't glue it all. It's held together with little tabs. You slot together and twist into place. They are very sharp. Tried the Metal Earth kit. Didn't go well. The metal tabs that hold the pieces together break off if you fold them too far more than once. I have the Metal Earth kit ship. Haven't gotten it. Hi, Cam. Haven't gotten up the nerve to make it yet. I guess just don't move it too much. Let's see. I prefer Aleene's tacky and any kind of CA glue. The Zig two-way glue is awesome. Discovered it with scrapbooking. If you glue paper together when it's blue, it's permanent. If you let it dry clear, it's still tacky. It can be repositional. Oh, that makes sense. I didn't know that. I probably didn't read the instructions. Okay, so we've got the base. So we have something to hold our ship. Let's look at the next steps. We need X3, X2, and X1. And then X-4-2 and X-5-2. Okay. All right. So we'll just start with the X3 and X2 and X1. Okay. All right, let's see what we can find here. Okay, X1 and X2. I'm guessing there needs to be multiples of these because there's, you know, both sides of the ship need to be built.
I don't think so, Bella.
Okay. Yeah, if it's so hard to see. This may be the first and last detailed kit we do on this channel. We'll see. We'll see. It's still not as, I think it's still not as confusing as the Fairfield, but we're only so far in, so. This is why I've worked ultra hard to make sure that I have paper instructions that are clear and video instructions for my kits. Like I don't want anyone to sit there with a kit and be like, what? But I do have respect for those who write really clear instructions because that can be a chore. Let's see. Fabri-Tac is a good one too. Never had success with the, do you mean the E6000? Yeah, that stuff can be messy. I've got 2 metal earth kits. They've been sitting for over a year now. I'm worried to try them. Yeah, they sound a little sharp. Let's see. I'm not finding the Zig pen. Can someone tell me exactly what it's called? Is it the ink pen? If you go to Heather's YouTube page, she has links to all of her stuff, and that's where I found the Zig pen. I actually ordered it from her list of favorite supplies. So that's where I would go to look for the link. Okay, I was starting out being really careful with the paper, but now I'm just gonna cut through it. And we're gonna free this guy from his paper. Do you recommend a YouTube channel for car models? Actually, I don't think I've watched any YouTube channels that are specific for car models. So if anybody else has one, you can put the link, and it may not show up at first, but I can, if I see it, I can approve it so that you can suggest a car model channel. Make sure it's one that you've watched. I don't think I've watched any that are specific to car models. Okay. So we've freed X1, X2, and now we need X3. Nope. Okay. I'm gonna have to go through the hard to see black sheets. Oh wait. It's on the very last one that I just happened to drop. Is it just Heather's YouTube channel? Yes, Heather Tracy. Do you prefer simple games or complex games, or games that get harder over time or easier over time? So my absolute, this probably answers your question, my absolute favorite video game of all time is the Zelda series. And I think my favorite thing about that is it does have action, and it has a storyline, something you're trying to accomplish. But I think my absolute favorite thing about it is the puzzles, and you have like a set supplies, and you're given a puzzle you have to complete, and that's my absolute favorite thing. And I try my best not to cheat and not to get online and try to look up if someone's already figured out the puzzle. I did that a few times in Breath of the Wild just because I was getting really frustrated, but those are my favorite types of games. Hi, Stop Ammo. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's laser cut scale, I think it is. I have a question about cars. What scale car would be good for a 1/12 scale and a 1/6 scale? I do not know. I haven't done much with cars. I know that the Matchbox cars are like, they're more in the railroad model scale. I'm sure on like the boxes, if you see like the model cars like in the hobby stores, they probably have like the scale that they go with. Okay. So it looks like X3 and X2 go together. Okay, so let's try that. I should probably be using my tweezers. I'll get my tweezers together. The Curse of Monkey Island. Is that a game? You'll have to let me know. Alright, now I'm actually going to use tweezers here to get a nice fold. We won't get the entire ship model done today, but hopefully before noon, which is in about 35 minutes, we'll have at least the ship's body done, hopefully. Okay. So I just need to do the top and the side and leave everything else not folded. Oh, I see. No, I don't. Yeah, no. Oh, this is the center of the ship. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay. All right. If you like puzzle games, maybe you should play Machinarium. It may give you some inspiration since the style is really pretty and it's puzzle based. I'll look that up. An elephant's foot stand with a gentleman's walking stick or two, rolled maps, parchment scrolls, and jaguar's pelt draped over a red lounging chair. The elephant foot stand is something you see in the Addams Family, the original TV show, too. Okay, I'll have to look up The Curse of Monkey Island, too. I'll have all these games to play, guys. Yeah, the stream will end in about 35 minutes, and I wouldn't mind continuing on, except that my kids are home today, and I can already hear they're getting a little bit restless. So I can't ignore them for too much longer. No, the ship's not for the captain's quarters, but I do think it'll give me some ideas. It's a little bit too big for the captain's quarters. But I do want to make my own ships, and I think it would give me some ideas on what to do. Okay, so it turns out that this piece right here is the center of the ship. So this is how long the ship's going to be. And right now, I've got to bend all the tabs that go, these are the ships that go under, or the tabs that go under the top deck, I think. Bend all of those guys. And then these two slots go into these holes here. So, need to get a sharper tool here. Sorry I missed your answer, but I was on the phone with my mom. She got the results of the biopsy she had last week, and she does not have cancer. That is amazing. Tell her that's awesome. I'll research the stream later for the answer. Yes, go celebrate with your mom. That's amazing. Car model scale is 125. Yay, we're celebrating with you, Edwina. That's amazing. I'm still on the PS2. My favorite games are A Series of Unfortunate Events and The Da Vinci Code, both puzzle games. I didn't know The Series of Unfortunate Events had a game. I am way off on the knowing what games are out there thing. Baba Is You is an amazing game. Oh, both two people said that. Puzzle game about making and breaking rules. Very clever and gives you an aha moment once you complete the puzzles. Are they also like story games? Because I like puzzle games, but for me, it's got to have like a story too, I think. Okay, so I just realized I'm not doing this on camera. So there's 2 tabs. See if y'all can see this. The tabs are going in here, and then I think this folds over to create one piece. So now I'm going to glue that together, and that's the center of our ship. Do you like horror games? I like watching horror games. So I don't know if you guys have heard of the channel Manly Badass Hero. But he'll play through games, and he uploads like all the time. And so I will play those, like I will watch him play those games in the background. And I guess I like the storyline. And there are some like puzzles, and he plays a lot of RPG Maker games where it's people who have come up with these games, and there's like a storyline that you're following along. And I enjoy those type of horror games where you're learning about a story. I'm not sure I'm brave enough to play them myself. I have a really active imagination, and things like stick in my head, but if I'm just listening to him play the game, so I realize I'm not looking at y'all at all. If I'm listening to him play the game and kind of unravel the story, then I like that. Okay, so we've got this together. This is the center of the ship. And now we glue it to the underside of the top deck of the ship. So how do I know which side is the underside? Oh, I guess the one that doesn't have. So this side has very fine little grooves cut for like the wood floor. And then this side is plain. So that's the underside. So now let me see how this fits. Let's see. Okay, so this sticks out the front here. Why do you so cute? Do you like series of unfortunate events? I do. I like the book series. I've actually been listening to the audiobooks. I think I'm on book 4 or 5. It's the Austere Academy is the one that I'm on. Because I remember watching the movie a while ago, and I didn't realize there's like 13 books in that series. Do you know any other languages other than English? I do not know any other languages fluently. I studied French for 5 years. Definitely would not say I'm fluent because it's one of those very much, it wasn't a immersive type learning situation. It was very much like, this is Apple, this is the alphabet. And so typically in those type classes, it's harder to become fluent. But I did study French. And then now on my own, I've been studying Spanish. And again, not fluent, just enough to where I can kind of understand some sentences. Yeah, I like his humor too. Oh, book 5. Okay, thank you. I have the whole collection of books. I like his humor. Because he talks about how it's a tragic story, but then there's humor in it. Like there was this one line that I was laughing at in his books, and I quoted it to my husband one night. Let me see if I can think of the line. I can't remember which. I think it was in the 3rd book. He said, if you are allergic to something, it is never advisable to put that something in your mouth, especially if that something is cats. And that was the line in the book. And I just thought that was funny. See, first time I discovered Oh, do any of you guys know The Cottage by Natasha Preston? I've not heard of that. Is that a book or a game? That's a lot of reading to read all those books in 13 days. I'm Spanish, so I'm glad to hear that. Yay! Yeah, I really love learning the language. I think when you grow up, okay, so I've got this glued on. I think when you grow up knowing English, the gender part of the language is difficult. That can be really, really hard because we don't have that in English. And so that is a difficult thing to learn. But I think once you kind of start to understand that, it gets a little bit easier. A game, let's see, a game about changing colors to make obstacles disappear or change platforming mechanic. It's called Hue. Has a story too. Okay. Oh, that sounds interesting. Especially as like an artist, that sounds really interesting. I remember that line. That line just made me laugh really hard. Okay, so we've got the center of the ship. Let's see what step we're on now. Okay, this is not going too bad. It's going fairly smooth. Okay, the picture directions are pretty good. So now we need to find x-4-2 and x-5-2. And then suddenly, somehow, our ship is together. Oh no. Oh wait. Okay, so I'll show you this. So of course, you know, I'm from America, so I'm reading like this, and I'm like, how do we go from this to the ship is together? But the instructions go like this, and then there's an arrow down. So they clearly tell you how to do it, but typically I just read like this. So you got to follow the arrows. So it's arrow down to this part. So there's all these different pieces we need to find and attach. So every single side of the ship is a separate piece. So maybe we won't finish the entire body of the ship, but we'll give it our darndest try. So x-4-2, x-5-2. All right, we're gonna look for that piece. All right. Okay, here we go. Here they are. X-4-2, and I'm trying to keep these little papers in order the best I can. I'm afraid if I get them out of order, I will be completely lost. Let's see. What is your favorite series of unfortunate events? Character or characters? Is it weird to say the narrator? I just really like his humor. Of course, his Lemony Snicket, but I really like the narrator. You should check out books by Christopher Moore. He's got a great, slightly twisted sense of humor. I haven't heard of him. What's one of the books that he's written? Okay, so I'm gonna cut out 4-2. I think this is where it's about to get really complicated. Oh, this only has a couple little hooks holding it in. It's about to get complicated, guys. I'm just going to cut out one piece at a time because I'm afraid, like, if I sneeze, I will use them. I will lose them. There we go. Count Olaf. He's pretty good. I don't remember, like, I remember watching the movies, but in the book, he's just so much more vicious. I'm just bending this and not paying attention to how I need to bend it. Okay, so those tabs go out. These tabs go in. No, thank you. The Incredibly Deadly Viper, yeah. I was very sad that they couldn't stay with their Uncle Monty. A new Patricia Briggs is coming in a few days. With Patricia. I have heard that name before. Is she an author? I'm really, really bad with names. I have to like really like read several of books of that author to have the name stuck in my head. Okay. So I keep looking at this trying to figure out which way to bend these tabs. Okay, so those bend out, these bend in. Okay, out, 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 and these bend in, 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 in. Okay, so now I think a really gigantic squirrel just landed on my roof. Or a big cat. I'm not quite sure. Okay, so this tab must go up in here. Is that right? Oh, Netflix now has the movie and the sessions. I love reading Patricia Briggs. She describes things so well. It is like you are with the characters. I'll have to look her up too. I've got lots of things to research today. Nope, something is wrong here. Oh, I have to bend this down. That's why. I have to bend down the sides of this. All right. Okay, you guys will have to let me know. We're not ending the stream yet. We've still got like 20 minutes, but you guys have to let me know. Is this building this ship interesting enough for me to continue it in the next stream? Or was this just okay for like this one stream and then do something else the next stream? So let me know your opinions on that, because I can't even tell if y'all can really see this all that much because it's black and I don't want to be utterly boring for you guys. All right, so I think I have no idea. I have no idea. Hi, Vampira. Mercy Thompson series. Werewolves, vampires eat, but not okay. Okay, I'm gonna try and say your name. Hi, Ashwarya. How are you? Let me know if I said it right or how to say it. Should continue the ship. I want to see the finished project. Okay. Okay. Y'all are liking it. My stream schedule is the second Friday of each month. So, okay, so the flap goes down. Yeah, it's the second Friday of each month. That gives me a little break on making videos, just because they do take up so much time. It gives me time to work on things for my shop or like go do chores and stuff that otherwise I have a hard time getting done because I'm making a video. So it just gives me a little break to do a stream on the second Friday of each month than to make an entire video. So that's why I do that. All right, so I have to get this tiny tab in this even tinier hole somehow. Okay. Is that right? I'm going to put glue down. It took me so long to do that. My glue's all dried out. Good night. I know the morning streams here are not always great for everybody. In the summers, I do nighttime streams, so hopefully that helps people in other countries be able to make it. A series of unfortunate events miniature. That's interesting. What would I create? There's so many scenes in that series. I think I would have to do Count Olaf's house. That was just, his house is just like my style, where it's kind of rickety and creepy and like the tower and everything. That's what I'd probably have to do. If I was going to do a series of unfortunate events, I'd have to do Count Olaf's house. All right. So I think we have the first side of the ship on. I'll try and stop and give a better view. I'm very afraid that the oils of my hands are going to like ruin this paper, but so far it seems okay. All right. Okay, so it does tell me to glue the bottom piece on before I move on. Let's see. Hey, we're glad you got my book. My sister watched the video and was most impressed with you putting the books on the shelves through the staircase. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do when I put the spiral staircase into the actual hole. Like, how am I going to get books onto the shelf? So may have to make it removable for a little bit. Okay, so I think we glue this piece on. I hope this is correct. This is what the directions said. So now, I don't know if you can tell, this like makes an angle down and glues onto the bottom part of this ship. I hope that's what we're supposed to do. I just now watched that movie. Love your videos. So happy to see your channel going. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm so glad it's growing because it continues to grow people's awareness of miniatures. I can't tell you how many comments I've got of people saying like, I didn't know this was a hobby. I didn't know this was a thing. See, whatever happened to the gifting we did to the lady who makes dollhouses for cancer kids last year? She went through a time where she was doing a big renovation of her home. And so I just let her do that. And I was thinking about doing it again this year, but because the channel kind of blew up, I didn't think I could handle people sending me stuff to gift to her, because I mean, even last time it was overwhelming. You guys were so generous. It was overwhelming, the amount of things people sent. So I knew for sure with the channel growing that I wouldn't be able to do that. So I need to get back in touch with her and ask her if there's like a simpler way that we could help her. And I'm thinking maybe I'll just do like, I've seen people do charity live streams before. I'll have to figure out how to do that. So that we could just raise money to basically donate. So I think that's what I want to do, because I do want to continue to help her, because I really like what she does. But I'm trying to think through the best way to do that now. I heard a kid screaming. Yep, that would be my kids. Long tweezers to add books. It's okay. It's okay. I'm almost done. About 13 minutes, about all the kids can handle. So we'll end the stream in about 13 minutes. What if the captain is actually a criminal? I don't know. I have a good feeling about him. I want him to be a good guy. I don't know, but y'all have to let me know what you think. Okay, so I think 5-2, but that doesn't mean he hasn't gone up against other criminals and fought off pirates. So he may have a little bit more of an interesting past. Kind of like if y'all have ever watched, why can't I think? Firefly, where that captain, he wasn't necessarily like a good guy, but he wasn't a bad guy. Like, he had a good heart. Something like that. What about setting up a GoFundMe and only have it active for a certain time frame? Yeah, I'd have to look that up. I want to make sure I do it the best way possible, the most legal way. Like, I've seen people do it and then I don't know. It's just a little bit more like looking into it. Maybe he's stolen things from different eras, or maybe he's like helped people in different eras. And okay, now I have to figure out how this goes. Am I supposed to be cutting these frames out? No, it doesn't say to cut the frames out because it has like little windows, but it doesn't say to cut those out. So was I not supposed? Oh, I guess I wasn't supposed to bend those tabs. Oops. Let's see. I'll try to catch the next stream. I have to go to bed now. It's midnight. Good night. See you in the next one. Like Peter Pan. Like Gail said, I'm 12 in an old body. Okay, so I shouldn't have bent these other tabs, but that's okay. It's paper, so we can bend it back. Unlike the metal ones, I'm guessing. Okay, so now this one goes in here. Okay, get this little bit more open. And the hardest part is getting these little tiny tabs into these little openings here. Okay, I'm just making it a little bit bigger with the X-Acto. Like I'm just wiggling the X-Acto knife in the opening to hopefully help. Okay, so get that all stuck on. All right, now that I know it works, I can add glue. You're only young once, but you can always be immature. The plot thickens, the tabs are revolting. Yes, they don't want to go in the slots for some reason. All right. Actually, I think it was me not reading the directions correctly because I bent the tabs when I wasn't supposed to. But adding the side pieces on isn't as difficult as I thought. Just taking a while. Okay. Now that the glue's on, I can't mess up. All right, and hold. Glue and hold. Glue and hold. All right, we've got another side panel. Although I feel like it's not lining up as well. I don't know. Let's see. Growing old is mandatory, growing up's optional. I think the captain should have a wig on a wig stand like the movie Hook or Captain Hook. Like he has a more glorious head of hair. On the dollhouse, you could just send what we want to offer directly to her instead of burdening you. That's what I did last time, sent it right to her. You can bring awareness. I did ask her about that, but she didn't want to, even at the time, I think I had less than 5,000 subscribers, and she didn't want to give her address out. Like, she didn't want her address out on YouTube. And then I'd hate for her to get a bunch of messages. So, that's a good idea. Like I said, I just have to meet with her and figure out what the best thing for her, because I don't want to put all her information out on the internet, and then maybe, I know you guys obviously would use it right, but someone stumbling upon it and not using it correctly. So I Spy books are neat. They have miniatures with hidden items to find. My kids have those, and I love those. I always thought it'd be fun to create one of those in miniature. Let's see. Claire needs help figuring out what to have for dinner. Pizza is always my go-to if I can't think of something. They've gone insane. Okay, I need to make sure I'm doing this in the correct order. I'm guessing it just goes in number order. So yeah, 6-2, 7-2, 8-2, 9-2. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going on that. We have about 7 minutes left. we will pick this back up in the next live stream. I promise I won't do any. Well, I might finish off this side because I have a whole nother side to do. What do y'all think? Should I finish off the sides, which is just adding panel by panel? So let me know what y'all think. Let's see. Good afternoon. It sounds like an interesting topic for miniatures. How does the captain time travel? Would the ship take him or a personal wristwatch time machine? Also, would need a chest to keep future stuff safe and hidden. Interesting. I hadn't really thought that far into it, whether it was the ship or him that time traveled. But it's definitely something I need to consider as I think about writing his story and what his story would be. Because that would definitely, obviously, be a part of it. So I'd have to think of that. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to look around the cords here. I tried your copper roof tutorial on vintage mansard roof and have it, and it turned out awesome. Yay, I'm so glad. We will send your kids are out of school. Are you under quarantine? Well, they are discussing what is going to happen to school next week, because this week is spring break. They're trying to figure out if they're going to extend spring break for another week. So I guess we will hear about that later. I hate that for my children because they are very social, and we haven't really been doing a lot this week just to kind of stay out of huge crowds. So we've done some fun things, but haven't done a lot. But I really hate for them to be out of school for another week. But if that's what we need to do for safety, then that's what we're going to do. But so I guess we'll find out soon. Okay, I was wondering if you were Spiritual Casino, but I wasn't quite sure. Okay, so I see people saying, yes, finish off that side and then start fresh in the next one. Okay, late to the party. Hi, Heather. We were talking about you earlier. We were talking about our Zig 2-way glue. Okay, so I see other schools are extending spring break. I mean, it seems like a good idea because kids just, mine specifically, like will walk into the doctor's office or something and they're standing at the counter with like their like mouth on the counter, and I'm like, seriously? So that's just, kids. So I understand for sure. I just hate that social part of it because they just love their friends. But if it's safe, if that's what the school deems to be the safe option, then that's what we'll do, obviously. Spring break has been extended by 2 weeks here in Ontario. Can the captain be flamboyant? I don't know. I'm still figuring out his character and his likes and dislikes. I think as we create things, his character's coming to life, which is what I really liked about the abandoned coffee shop. Like, as that project was created, the story came to life. And so I don't want to make too many rules or set things for the captain yet, because I think as his space evolves, his character will evolve by the items that are in the space with him. So, okay, so I see people say finish off this side. So, do you want me to also finish off this side if it's the exact same? Or do you want me to just finish this side and then start by working on this side? If you can't hear, my kids are wrestling with Stormy on the couch. Thank you. It's not my design. It's we're doing a nano paper project. I just thought it'd be a fun break. Just got back from St. Augustine, Florida. We totally forgot about spring break. Oh no. I think it is supposed to be the black pearl, but for like copyright reasons, it says black pirate. So I think that's what it's supposed to be. Yay! Okay, so finishing the hull. Okay. All right. So I saw one vote for finishing off both sides. Oh, just finish the one side? Because I think it's just going to be adding this. It's just adding one piece at a time. Maybe I'll finish this side and I'll do half of this side so that I can finish this last part of the hull when we start the stream, and then we can move on to some other stuff. So let me know what you think. Bye, Heather. We're not finished both sides. We can get to the real fiddly bits. Okay. I think that's what I'll do. I'll finish all of this side. I'll finish most of this side, and then y'all can see how it finishes up over here. And then, because it should be pretty much the same. So I showed you how I started this side. I'll finish this, and then I'll go ahead and do this part, and then I'll show you how I finish this side over here, and then we'll move on to the other parts. So, and then I'll show this again in case y'all were interested in trying it out yourselves. Not sponsored or anything. No affiliate links or anything. It's just the Black Pirate ship from Paper Nano. So, if y'all were interested in it. But I hope you guys have a good week. Stay safe out there. Yeah, I will be, I have a new video. My goodness. They're getting so loud. I will be back next week. Next week will be a regular video. And then we'll continue this ship in. I hope he fits in the box. I don't want to squish him. We'll finish this ship in the next live stream, which will be the next second Friday in April. Oh, cool. All right. Well, you guys have a great night. Have a great afternoon. Have a great morning. And yeah, everyone take care and stay safe. And, oh, I see a question. On your original 1/12 scale hull tree, did you mix colors to get the particular green, or did you use one basic color? Oh, I used one base color, and then I used chalk pastels on top of it. Yes, the kids have been quiet. They've been pretty good. Have a great day. Stay safe with those kiddos. Hope they don't get too crazy. Too late. Yay. All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you in the next one.